There's a moment everyone has felt, when the energy in a room shifts and all eyes lock on you. A subtle insult, a sly jab, or a veiled accusation lands in public. Your pulse spikes, your mind races. The instinct is immediate: explain, clarify, defend. But as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, we have power over our own mind, not over others' opinions. Reacting hands control to the accuser. The instant you respond, you accept their frame, making their words the center of attention. Even if your argument is correct, the act of defending signals that their judgment matters. Power, perception, authority, they are shaped not by explanation, but by the refusal to kneel. The strongest presence doesn't need to speak. They allow the moment to unfold, letting the attacker's words reveal more about themselves than about the target. And that is where real influence begins. Number 1, avoid the defense trap. There's a moment everyone has experienced when a subtle insult, a sly remark, or a veiled accusation lands in public. Your heart races, your mind floods with thoughts. I need to defend myself. I need to explain. I need to prove them wrong. That instinct, that immediate urge to react, is the trap itself. Stoicism teaches us a powerful truth. We control our own mind, not the judgments of others. The moment you react, you hand control to the accuser. Even if your argument is flawless, defending yourself signals that their words matter. The focus shifts from them to you, and suddenly you are caught in their story rather than remaining in your own center. Explaining, justifying, or clarifying is like stepping into a courtroom as a witness while your attacker plays the prosecutor. Every word you speak gives their accusation weight, whether it deserves it or not. Observers remember your reaction more than the original remark. In that instant, composure is replaced by tension, and authority begins to slip away. The strongest individuals, those who understand perception and power, never fall for this trap. They pause. They observe. They resist the urge to defend. Their calm, measured presence alone communicates confidence. Silence here is not tactical action yet. It's awareness, a recognition that reacting would only weaken your position. Awareness is the first step to influence. Recognize the trap of defense, resist the instinct to explain or justify, and maintain your internal control. By doing so, you preserve your power, your presence, and your authority before a single word is spoken. Number 2, win without words. Once you recognize the trap of defending yourself, the next step is learning how to use silence deliberately. Silence isn't absence, it's a weapon. It allows you to control the room, the interaction, and even the mind of the person trying to provoke you. When someone insults you or throws a veiled accusation, most people rush to respond. They correct, justify, or explain themselves. That reaction gives the attacker power. It confirms their frame and subtly shifts authority toward them. But if you refuse to engage, something remarkable happens. The attacker is left holding their words. The statement hangs in the air, heavier than intended. Tension builds not on you, but on them. Observers notice too. The person who remains silent becomes unreadable, mysterious, and dominant. Others begin projecting competence, authority, and strength onto them. Silence magnifies presence. It turns what could be a confrontation into an opportunity for influence, all without uttering a word. This is tactical stillness. Every pause, every moment of composure flips the power dynamic. The attacker begins to stumble, question their own judgment, and search for validation. Meanwhile, you remain steady, calm, untouchable. The social spotlight subtly shifts. You are no longer the target. The attacker is. Number 3, mystery equals authority. Once you've mastered silence and avoided the trap of defense, the next level is cultivating mystery. People naturally assign power to what they cannot fully understand. Predictability invites challenge, but mystery commands respect. When others cannot clearly read your intentions, they begin to fill in the blanks, often imagining knowledge, competence, or influence far beyond reality. Every pause, every measured silence, every refusal to over-explain your choices creates space for projection. The less people understand about your motives, the more they speculate. and they almost always inflate your value in their minds. A person who is too predictable becomes ordinary. A person shrouded in subtle ambiguity becomes magnetic. Mystery amplifies your presence, turning ordinary interactions into subtle exercises of influence. This isn't manipulation, it's restraint. You don't justify your decisions. You don't over-explain your actions. You allow others to interpret, to wonder, to question, and in that space, your authority grows naturally. People begin to sense that you operate on a different level, calm, confident, and untouchable. Even Seneca emphasized the power of self-mastery in the quiet mind. He noted that those who are guided by reason, rather than reacting to every opinion or insult, maintain an inner authority that others cannot shake. Mystery in this sense is a reflection of inner control. When you do not give away your intentions or react impulsively, the world attributes power to you automatically. Mystery also has a profound effect on the attacker. They expected a reaction, an explanation, a reveal. Instead, they encounter composed silence, deliberate pauses, and subtle confidence. Their words lose weight, their accusations falter, and their confidence begins to crack. Observers notice. They see the difference between someone who reacts impulsively and someone who is measured, enigmatic, and in control. Number 4, shift the frame. Once you've mastered silence and cultivated mystery, the next level of influence is learning how to shift the frame. A frame is the lens through which an event, conversation, or interaction is perceived. If you respond defensively, you accept the attacker's frame, letting them set the terms. To truly influence, you must redirect the frame to your own terms. For example, imagine a colleague publicly criticizes your project. This strategy is reckless. Most people immediately rush to explain, justify, or defend themselves. Shifting the frame looks different. A calm, measured response like, "Interesting perspective, what would you propose instead?" doesn't argue, it subtly moves the focus back onto them. Now they must clarify, explain, and justify their position. The spotlight shifts from you to them, and observers begin to perceive your composure as authority. This tactic works in professional settings, social situations, and personal interactions alike. When someone attempts to provoke or attack, redirecting the frame forces them to carry the weight of their own words. Their assumptions, insecurities, or exaggerations are revealed, while your authority remains intact. The power of frame shifting lies in subtlety. It's not about confrontation, correction, or debate. It's about guiding the perception of the situation. The attacker expects a reaction, but by refusing to engage in their narrative, you control both the interaction and the way observers interpret it. Number 5, control emotions and tempo. Beyond public confrontations, power often shows itself in personal and emotional interactions. Accusations at home, with friends, or in close relationships are designed to provoke a reaction. Someone might say, "You don't care about me anymore," or "You always do this wrong." Most people instinctively defend themselves. They explain, justify, or apologize immediately. That instinct hands over control. The tempo and emotional weight of the interaction is now dictated by the accuser. Controlling emotions and tempo is about taking back that power. Instead of reacting, pause. Speak calmly, briefly, and deliberately. Even a simple line like, "That's not how I see it," shifts the frame. It does not argue. It does not defend. It subtly redirects the conversation, making the other person reconsider their assumptions and tone. Suddenly, the emotional rhythm is yours, not theirs. When you control tempo, you also control perception. By refusing to be dragged into reactive explanations, you dictate how the interaction unfolds. The other person must adjust to your pace, your calmness, and your composure. Their attempts to provoke, escalate, or dominate lose momentum, exposing any exaggeration or insecurity in their words. Number 6, command through presence. The highest form of power is not silence, mystery, or clever words. It's presence. Presence is the unshakable center you carry, the quiet authority that radiates without effort. When your posture, composure, and energy are steady, accusations and attacks simply fail to stick. They evaporate before reaching you. Presence is cultivated through restraint. You never justify, Never explain, never chase validation. Your existence becomes the answer. Every word from an attacker, every attempt to provoke, meets the same calm, unwavering center. Observers notice immediately. Authority radiates naturally from someone who does not need to prove themselves. This form of influence transcends tactics. It is not about winning arguments or dismantling attacks. It is about being untouchable in demeanor. When you operate from this place, people adjust to you, not the other way around. Your energy sets the tempo, your calm sets the standard, and your presence defines the interaction.